Hello again, all my YouTube compatriots. Earlier tonight, I went and saw The Man of Steel, so I thought I'd give my little mini review on that. I'm going to try not to give a whole lot of story points away, but this is not your mommy and daddy Superman, nor was it meant to be, which is a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Christopher Reeve. The first two movies were and still are awesome, and two of the best superhero movies of all time. The third and fourth one, not so good, and the Brandon Routh version, with all apologies to Brandon, he just didn't have anything to work with script-wise. So enough said about that. But this was an epic movie. I mean, this is finally the Superman Throwdown movie that you have been wanting to see for years. Yeah, so it's almost nonstop action. It's a really good story. It's a different take, so obviously, but I think it's a good start for DC and Warner's to kind of base their superhero movies on. But I really enjoyed it. I might go back for a second viewing. I don't know. It was just it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. It was a lot of action. So I might go back for a second one. So enough about that. I won't give any of the rest of that away. But got a eBay haul in this week, and just one of those things. As far as I used to be really bad about being on eBay, and I know most of you know what I'm talking about. You find a comic or you find a lot of books that you want, and you're like, oh God, I got to have that, and you get in a bidding war with people, and I've weaned myself from that the last several years. So if it's not something that's like a buy it now that I want to pay a certain amount of money for, or best offer, if it's just place your bid, I will place my absolute maximum bid and I will let it go and I'll forget about it. And if a couple days later, I get an email saying, hey, you won this, great. And if I get one that says, sorry, you lost, no big deal. I mean, I kind of had to get it in my head that there are like hundreds, possibly tens of thousands of these copies of these comics out here as far as kind of stuff that I was buying then, like from the 60s and 70s. But I was real glad to get this lot. I found some more Charlton horror, which I love. I know a lot of you guys are big fans. And this was a lot of the title Haunted. I think later on it turned into Baron Werewolf's Haunted Library, but a nice little lot for a really, really cheap price. And I've got probably 2, maybe 3 copies of this already, but like I said, it was a really good price, and it's one of those books. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. There's just a certain book or a certain title in your collection. If you see a copy of it for a decent price, you're going to pick it up, no matter how many copies of it you got. But this is Haunted #1. It's an all Steve Ditko issue. I think all these books are, none of them are any worse than very good fine. There might be a little better than fine in some cases. But I just love this cover. It's just an awesome book. It's #1. #3. Another Ditko cover. And as a lot of you have already stated on here, these are really underrated books. This and all of Charlton's horror stuff came out in the 70s. Just had some great artists. He had Steve Ditko, Don Newton, Joe Staton, Wayne Howard, Tom Sutton. Here's #5. Another Steve Ditko cover. We got 10 issues of it, and I really got these for a steal. So I was surprised. Like I say, I put my bid in and forgot about it, and then I received the email that we all wait for on eBay. So, and here's #6. Another awesome cover. Most of these are Ditko covers. A lot of Ditko interiors. #11. I'm getting pretty close to completing the run on these. I was missing several of these in the first 20 or so I didn't have, so like I say, real giddy to get these, I guess you could say. Number 11. It's number 12. And this is a really good Joe Staton cover. Now, Joe Staton, he did a lot of work for DC in the 70s, or maybe the early 80s, and I never was a big fan. I mean, they had him on Green Lantern and the JSA and just a bunch of other stuff, and I never was a real big fan of his superhero stuff. Now, I like the work he did on E-Man for Charlton. That's a really cool title. But that's a really cool cover by Staton, I thought. Okay, here's number 13. And probably my favorite cover out of this whole run, number 15, by Tom Sutton. That's just a really cool looking cover. Sorry about the glare. I just rebagged all of these, so the bags they were in kind of yellow and nasty. But yeah, this is my favorite cover of the series. Number 18, another cool Staton cover. And the last one, number 20, is another really cool Tom Sutton cover. So, okay guys, thanks for watching. I haven't got around to watching a lot of videos yet, so or commenting on or responding to comments on the last one I made. But last night was like the 6th night in a row that I worked, so this is like my only night off. And tomorrow, well, I guess this upcoming night, Sunday night, I have to go back and probably for another 6-day or 6-night stretch. But I'm going to try to, when I get off here, kind of get up on watching some videos and putting in some comments. But as always, all your comments and questions, anything, more than welcome. Appreciate all you guys, new subscribers, and thanks for watching. Onward and up.